Right, here we are, about 2/3 of the way up onto the Tyndall Range. It's been a bit of a grunt, and as you can see the mist has descended, but it's not cold, there's no wind, which is a blessing in disguise after the last few days. So yeah, just stop for some water, and yeah, the Tyndalls are predominantly conglomerate rock, which reminds me of concrete, all mixed up with the whole range is covered in it. Yeah, very weather beaten. We're not far from Lake Margaret, and of course and Mount Reid, which gets Tasmania's highest rainfall. So at least it's not raining. I'm probably about three-quarters of an hour from camp. I noticed there's a car in the car park, so somebody else is up here probably photographing the Fagus. So let's hope when we get on top there's some in full flight, ready to be captured. That's what we're here for. Okay, that's it for now, and right, the mist is still hanging about. Some of the Fagus bushes have a good and true blast of wind which is blowing the leaves off. I thought I'd show everyone how tenacious and hardy Fagus trees are. Given this area cops a hell of a lot of wind, you can certainly see how the bushes adapt to it. Quite fascinating and stunning, really. Anyway, as you can see, the big lump of conglomerate rock, and growing right behind it, almost in line with the top of the rock, where the wind sheared off the Fagus bush. Not particularly stunning colour on these, although getting there. And yeah, I'll walk around the actual bush that's hiding behind this rock for shelter, and you can really see it on this side. Quite amazing. Very hardy bush. And there's another one just there, doing exactly the same thing, trying to survive the elements. I suppose it's what one could say is a good definition of toughness and adaptability to the elements. So yeah, not far to the campsite now, which is a great little spot. So anyway, here's this conglomerate rock. It's just everywhere up here. The whole place is made of it. Like I said, it certainly looks like concrete. Bit of Fagus over here. Probably just a bit more sheltered here. It doesn't appear to be quite so wind sheared, but you can also get it's probably one of the few places I've seen where they actually grow horizontal, flat to the ground. So these are all its trunk and root system surviving. Yeah, they certainly are photogenic on the conglomerate rock. So yeah, all starting to change in colour. So hopefully some good photographs. Yeah, the mist starting to lift. Almost see Lake Tyndall over the back there. Yeah, a magic spot. It's been coming here for over 25 years and never tire of it. A 3-hour walk. What time do I leave? 10 to 1, and it's now 20 to 5 to 4. An absolute grunt coming up the hill with all the photography gear and warm weather clothing, but worth it in spades. Right, finally made the campsite. One of the best little campsites in Tasmania, truth be known. Camped here many a time. I'll just show you the tent. All pitched. It can blow here. I've been in some blowy conditions here. But yes, quite thick mist now. The Fagus is very diverse in its colour change. Like here it just looks a bit flat, not quite up to par. Well, not the golden colour, but yes, great little tarn right by the tent for getting water. So I'm just going to go for a wander now, just to see how the Fagus is around the campsite, with a view to taking some pics in the morning. King billy tree. This area has pencil pines, which are the little pointy ones like Christmas trees, and king billies in this area, as well as the Fagus. So you've got a complete cross section here. It's almost otherworldly, other planet, Tasmania's vegetation. So unique, nothing like it anywhere else, apart from the South American Fagus they call linga. It looks quite orange. These are the optimum conditions for Fagus and for photographing it. Probably with a bit more moisture in the air just to wet the leaves. So yes, it's quite a preponderance of Fagus in this little area. Not far from the tent, so don't have far to walk in the mornings. A king billy tree. And a Fagus that almost, they remind me of rather large bonsais. Nature at her best. Just exquisite. More of the conglomerate rock, and of course the contrast between the conglomerate and the Fagus when you take a photo is something else again. So yeah, I'll go for a little wander tomorrow and get some shots. Feeling pretty stuffed at the moment after the climb up the hill. So that's all for now, folks. Right, good morning. Today is Thursday. What time? 8:15. Been up awake since 5:30. But unfortunately there's a very, very thick fog out there. It's not the wispy stuff. And also there's a smell of smoke, so I presume there's some sort of burn off or bushfire or something somewhere which is adding to the mix as well, which unfortunately is not making optimum conditions for photography this morning, but be that as it may, we'll just make the most of it when it hopefully the fog will lift later this morning. So yeah, not as cold here as it was up at Cradle. So yeah, once it clears I'll go for a bit of a wander and see if I can find some suitable subject matter to photograph. So that's really all for now. Right, 11 o'clock, just spent most of the morning trying to scout out suitable photographic shots. Very hard. The mist is slowly lifting, and of course as a result the Fagus does not look as vibrant and orange and buttery as it was, so I'm probably going to have a cup of tea and then hopefully the mist might come back down this afternoon and continue a bit more. So I'll just show you what I mean. Yeah, not quite the same. These little bushes tenaciously clinging to the conglomerate. I spent quite a bit of time trying to take a vertical shot with this in the bottom third and a sort of elongated one, but anyway, might add that photo to the video. It just looked nice, but yeah, the colour of the leaves was much richer. So anyway, and another shot I was trying to get, but the wind started to blow. Of course it stopped now after I pack everything away. Typical. A very intriguing shot here with this moss on the rock, and a very nice contrast with the Fagus in a nice vertical shot. Right, it's well and truly cleared, the mist is lifted, blue sky day. Sort of about 2/3 of the way up this hill here, overlooking where I've been photographing this morning and where I'm camped. May be able to pick out the green tent, but I doubt it. So yeah, looking towards Mount Geeky up there, and Lake Tyndall over there, and I'm actually camped just at the head of the nearest other lake, just up over about there. Yeah, so I thought I'd get a shot of these king billies because they're just so iridescent, the green, looking in the distance, and of course the Fagus has been blasted up here, but lots and lots of king billies really stand out, the green of the king billy. So yeah, we'll get a few photos, and I'll go for a wander out this ridge line that goes out there, and then you should get a view back to Lake Huntley and the big rock wall where the rock climbers go and do their stuff. Have fun, peoples. Not really for me, but each their own. Yeah, magic day. And of course down there is Queenstown, Mount Sedgwick over there, which is just got a little bit of cloud on it. Did that years ago with Sandra and her dog Sarah, who, when we got back to camp, we were camped on the saddle. There was a saddle on Mount Lyell, and we put some dog biscuits out in a bowl for Sarah to have a feed, and about 5 minutes later we looked in the annex and her snout was in the bowl she was completely asleep. So it was a good effort for a little dog, given they They must take umpteen more steps than a human. So yeah, but yeah, that's all for now, folks. Right, just had some lunch up here, directly above Lake Huntley, place I haven't been to this section of the Tyndalls before, but bloody oath, the views are to die for from here, and a heap of Fagus all sheltered and protected. If the weather was right, it'd be a great place to photograph. But anyway, have a look. Lake Huntley down there, and in the very far distance, Cradle Mountain and Barn Bluff, and swinging round over the back there is Mount Murchison. Yeah. Beautiful terraces here. You'd almost pitch your tent down there if you knew the wind wasn't going to change direction. Beautiful and flat. Yeah. I think lake out there is called... No, I don't think they are. It's further on, you can't see it. Lake Spicer. I walked out there one day. There's a four-wheel drive track that's no longer used that goes all the way. I certainly wouldn't go back. Nothing too exciting. Still a few remnants of the snowfall of a couple of days ago, and I believe this might be where one of my wilderness photographer friends may have taken his classic shot from up here. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll slowly have a wander around up here before heading back to camp. And yeah, don't want to spend too long here in case the mist and the clag comes in again. But yeah, what a day, what a spot. Fantastic. Right, here's something you don't see every day. I was just walking down to basically have a look over the edge and came across these channels in the ground. Weird. Now, can anyone guess what they are? They look like someone's dug them, but I assure you they haven't. I've only seen it in one other place in Tasmania, and that's above Lake Rona. It's lightning when it travels along the ground. Utterly bloody amazing. Yeah. Glad I wasn't here when it decided to make an appearance. Anyway, another knoll out there that's covered in Fagus. Be worth a visit on another expedition. Yeah. Clouds sort of starting to lick the tops of the peaks now, so I might head back down towards camp and suss out some places for tonight's shoot. Yeah, who'd have thought? Lightning. Right, just been up above the campsite photographing. Got a couple of nice shots, I think. The light's holding, although the mist is creeping up from the Anthony Road side of the Tyndalls. But no, quite happy. Just show you what I've been photographing. Just the King Billy with the sunlight on it, and looking down to the Tarn and all points out there, and also been photographing looking back towards Lake Tyndall and Mount Gunnii, which has now been consumed by the fog straight up there. And of course Mount Cedric, Sarah the dog's nemesis. So yeah, it's been a good day, full of exploring and Fagus shooting. Must admit I've been in my element, so yeah. And in the distance, right over, where are we? There is Mount Owen, and yeah, Mount Owen, the one that's behind Queenstown. And if we pan around here, you can see this bank of mist rising from the Anthony Road, slowly creeping its way, although it's sort of been hovering over there for the last half hour. So yeah. Right, back at camp. Turned out a beautiful afternoon, blue skies, not optimum for the photography, but anyway, I'll just show you the campsite in better conditions than what it was yesterday. The tent, the infamous Hell Sport. One of the best campsites I reckon in Tasmania, right by this beautiful little tarn. Fantastic reflections, just magic. And that's where I've been since lunchtime. I walked along there, and we'll definitely be returning for next year, because some of the best I've seen up there, the Fagus bushes and the rocks and the views looking back towards Lake Tyndall and Mount Gunnii are just, yeah, something else again. But that's one area I haven't been, and the Fagus over the other side looking down into Lake Huntley is unbelievable. Yeah, I'd say it's the pick of the bunch up here at the Tyndalls myself, so next year it'll get a hiding. Wish I had another couple of days up here, but heading home tomorrow. So yeah, tent's nice and dry, just boiled a cuppa and sitting in the sun, very nice. And for those of you that don't do bushwalking and wonder why I've got a wine bladder, they're the ideal thing for carrying water in, and well, storing water in, so they're bloody great at that. Yes, very nice. Probably head up behind where the sun's shining, try and get some sunset shots looking towards Mount Gunnii. That's provided the mist doesn't roll in again. Might hold off. Anyway, that's all for now. Good morning, Friday. What time we got? 7:20. Was up at 5:30 to try and get up here before it got too light. Got some cracker shots this morning. Bitterly cold, as is evidenced by a balaclava and a beanie. I've got 3 jackets on, 2 thermals and overpants, yeah. So this is the scene. So yes, a beautiful clear day today. You can see Frenchman's Cap as clear as a bell over there, and the King William Range I think you can see from here, and Mount Gel. So yes, and the Raglan Range, so quite a few ranges. Yep, reluctant to be leaving today. It's been a fantastic week, all the way from Cradle in a blizzard to blue sky days at the Tyndalls, with the sun just cresting now. So yeah, go down and have a nice hot cup of coffee and some muesli and porridge for breakfast, and then pack up and a leisurely walk out and the drive back to Hobart. Back at the tent, and yeah, it was a little bit cold last night, although I didn't feel that cold in the tent. I would have thought it would have been much more colder, but there you go. Been here before where the little tarns iced over during the night, and probably a couple of centimetres of ice on the surface. So yeah, those nights were cold, but that's when you need good gear to keep warm. Yeah. So, bit of breakfast I think. And then the pack up and walk out. You know, some people would say I'm bonkers coming out here and enduring the extremes of Tasmania's weather. But then you get a morning like today. What's a bit of discomfort? A few cold toes, cold fingers, tired and aching muscles. But after a good night's sleep, your battery's recharged, you're ready to go again the next day. You know, other people get their kicks out of going on a cruise, going and watching a movie, any other recreational pastime. It's each to their own, so long as you get a kick out of doing it, and yeah, that's all that matters. But to me, this is absolute bliss. Solitude, nature at its best, and relatively handy to civilization. Like, it's really only a 3-hour walk into here from your car. Sure, it's a 5-hour drive from Hobart, but that's nothing. And to get this whole place to myself. Haven't seen that other person whose car was at the bottom of the hill. So, very few places you can go in the world where you get beauty on a stick and you've got it all to yourself.